Hey there, my name's David. On this episode of Earth Titan Reviews, we'll be doing a review of the Spider Farmer SF2000, which is an indoor grow light. So if you ever want to grow vegetables or flowers indoors, this is the perfect product for doing that. So Spider Farmer sent this out to me. This is the grow light itself. So it comes in multiple different sizes. You can get one that has just one of these panels, two, which is the SF2000. There's also another one, which I think SF4000, which has 4 panels. And this is basically the amount of grow space you get. This hangs vertically, and then you want to put it like about 16 inches above your plants. And this has full spectrum lights to grow plants properly. So the difference between this one, the Spider Farmer, versus other ones on the market is they put in cheap diode LEDs that don't have a full spectrum color, which is what's needed to properly grow vegetables. So this has 3000K, 5000K or Kelvin lighting, as well as infrared, which gives it a full color spectrum to properly grow vegetables indoors or flowers. Another interesting point about this thing before we get into the test of it is there's no exposed wiring on it. So a lot of these have exposed wires, but you'll see this one. I'll show you the back here. So on the back, you have the brick here, power brick that comes up, and then the hose goes through, and on this side you'll see they've actually got these nice little brackets that cover all the wiring so that like nothing can be pulled at, nothing gets snagged or pull out or anything like that. And there's a lot of really nice strong connectors on all this stuff that keeps it all nice and snug and tight. So the Spider Farmer SF2000 uses the newest LED technology from Samsung. So this comes with the Samsung LM301B diodes, which have the highest light output LED available on the market. They have better canopy light penetration and get 40% higher yields with less energy compared to other blue-red lights. This grow light is dimmable. It has 606 pieces of LED grow lights. It has a bunch of unique features like their waterproof glue process, electric shock-proof covers on wires. It's a completely quiet light. There's no assembly on this thing. You just have to pull it out of the box. And you simply just plug it in. There's nothing really much to it aside from plugging in and hanging it. You can see on the light spectrum here, it has a full spectrum as compared to some of the competitors' lights, which are really lacking in the middle section here. So it's a high energy efficiency light that consumes 202 watts, but puts out the same output as a 2000 watt comparable indoor grow light. So for vegetables, the footprint is 3 feet by 4 feet, or for flowers, it's 2 feet by 4 feet. The actual light itself weighs almost 10 pounds, is 9.85 pounds. So let's jump over to the other room now. We'll do a full demo on this so you can see how insanely bright this thing is. Okay, so we're in another room here. I've got the workout cage next to me where I can hang this up and do a full test and show you guys. And so first off, the packaging. I know some of you are probably interested how this product is packaged up. So we've got just 2 cardboard pieces here with some foam. It's packaged very nicely. It fits very snug in here. You can see it's a lot of thickness with this foam here, and that comes in this box. And this box was in another box, which is actually quite large. It's an Amazon box that they put this one in. So for the Spider Farmer itself, you can see here, it also came with this measuring tape. So typically when you're growing stuff indoors, you want to get specific heights of how high the light should be over top of the plants. So in this case, maybe something around 1.5 feet or like 16 inches, something like that. You can see this thing is pretty darn long. How long is this thing? 60 inches, more than 60 inches actually. It also came with some plant labels, which you can see here. So plant labels, it looks like there's 3 or 4, 5, something like that. So we've got a pink one, red one, green one, yellow, and blue. So that's nice if you want to label your plants or whatever. We also have these brackets. So these brackets, you can see there's a hoop. These are like a metal wire with 2 clips on them. And these clips will attach to, which we can do right now. They hook in right on the corners. So on the corners of this thing, you can see there is nicely drilled holes. So we can just hook these onto the corners. There we go. And that is it for that. Okay, so that one's hooked on. So now we have these, and how this hooks up to this. So we'll hang this up here and I'll show you how you can adjust it and stuff. It's really easy to get this thing adjusted perfectly level. That's why I brought a level out here. We can just make sure. But it also comes with these, which are adjustable. So how these work is you have 2 buckles and or 2 hooks with a like kind of buckle thing, and there's a button in here. So
you just push this button here up, which releases it, and then you can pull this through, and when you let go, it locks in place. And so this allows you to adjust the height very easily. You push it up and pull it back through. So what we're going to do here is, I have 2 hooks on this workout cage, and these are not the same type of hooks. This one's like a fabric one, and this is a metal one, and these are different heights. So this one is about 2 or 3 inches longer than this one, which is good for this test. So I can show you how easy it is to adjust the height. So what we're going to do is hook up the buckle part. We'll leave that down, and this one that's just tied on, we'll put that on the top. So we're going to hook this through here, like this, and snap that in. And you'll see here, it's really easy to hook this up without having to have a second person hold the light up. Same thing with this one, but we're just going to give a little bit of slack here first. Push the button up, pull it out. And this one has got a metal hook, so much easier. So what we're going to do is extend the length of this all the way down to this table. So now we can flip this over, and you can see on the back side here we've got the power cord. This is very, very simple. All you have to do is just plug this thing in and it turns on. If you want to adjust the dimmer, I believe it's behind the metal brick here. But yeah, so we're going to put this face down and line it up. All we have to do now is hook this onto there, hook this onto this one, and then now we can just, we'll move this over a bit so it doesn't swing. So wherever you're going to set this up, get it ready like this. And now, so all you have to do is push the button now and just pull, and see it starts to lift it off the ground here. We'll get it suspended first. Pull this one down, lift it up, just like that. And then we can kind of get our height set here. So we'll just level this out a bit because clearly that's not level. Okay, so now we're kind of relatively level here. We'll check this. So it's way off. It's too high on this side. But first we'll just check the height and see where we're at. So say if we want like 16 inches or something like that. I'm guessing we're not even close. Yeah, we're only about 12 right now. So we can raise this up. So we're going to pull this down, raise this up. Pull this down. Raise this up. So it's level. Oh, here we go. Close, close, something like that. There we go. So that's pretty much level there. And then we check our height. And we're about 16 inches there. So that's it's easy as that as for setting this up. And then we just have to throw our plant underneath. So for this case, we're going to do a test. I'll go grab a plant and we can test this out. And you can see how bright this thing truly is. Okay, so I've got a plant here. You can see this is I've actually got some mint sticking out of the side here, which is lemon balm, mint. Tastes very good. But here we've got, this is a wintergreen berry, or it's a wintergreen plant. It has wintergreen berries on it. It's like very minty tasting. It tastes like wintergreen toothpaste. Very tasty. Anyways, what else do you expect on a channel that has a bunch of rare fruit covered on it? So we're going to move this underneath our light now. Just like that. Ideally though, when you're growing indoors, you'd want to not just have a pot like this, but have a nice square pot that fits perfectly in here. But just for testing, we'll put this in here and let's plug this in now. Okay, so right away you can see how insanely bright this thing is. It's pretty amazing. It's so bright you don't even want to look at it, so like directly. But yeah, and then, I mean, for this giant pot here, I could easily fit 2 of those in there and have a bit of space for another one, or like a smaller, skinnier thing or whatever. But yeah, you'd want to get a square pot, put that in there, obviously. But just for testing, you can see how bright this thing really is. Okay, so be warned, I'm going to lift this up now and point it towards the camera. It's going to be very bright, but just so you can see how bright this thing really is. Oh. I mean, just look at the change in the light in my room here. It's crazy. So, insanely bright, and you can see there, well, hopefully you can see, I'll throw some footage over top. It's got the, you can see the, the 3000 Kelvin, the 5000 Kelvin, and the red lights, the infrared. So you can see the full spectrum on it as well. And surprisingly, like, there's a bit of heat coming off here, but it's like hardly anything. Where the typical grow lights are going to be so hot. If you touch them, you just scorch yourself. Now, I think it does say in the manual not supposed to be handling like this while it's on. Just be, you know, just to note that. But it isn't hot at all. Like, it's just tiny bit warm. You're not going to have, you know, like if you have kids or whatever, they come by and burn themselves on this or whatever. And super awesome for growing stuff indoors. So if you want to grow something indoors, be sure to check out this one. I'll also put the other two in there. So there's the SF1000, which is just the one panel, just one of these two panels here. SF2000, which is this one, which is two panels, and the SF4000, which will have four, depending on how much stuff you want to grow indoors, whether that's vegetables or flowers. So if you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe to the channel and join the family here. And until the next one, have a good one.